So we're going to talk about some articles, one in InStyle and one in Vogue, talking about 2 stone engagement rings.
Right,
Good
that's
segue.
good.
Jackie Kennedy had one in 1953. It was Van
very
Cleef.
popular.
But now celebrities like Emrata, Megan Fox, we've seen it be a trend. And it makes sense that people want like something unique. But what are your thoughts?
So for my second child's birth,
Mhm.
which was in 2020, I designed myself a trois et moi ring with 2 stones. One was a heart and one was a pear shape.
Ah.
And that really started a huge wave of 2-stone interest for us. And I would say for the 2 years following, a huge influx of interest in 2-stone rings. And this was everything from 2 diamonds, a diamond and a gemstone, 2 different gemstones. So there were price points for everybody. We were doing minis and big ones. And even a lot of people were bringing in their old engagement rings that they weren't wearing and saying, I want to give this new life. And we would add a diamond or a gemstone to it. So I personally love it. I still wear mine all the time. It was rose gold. I've since changed it to platinum because I wear that now for my more dressy occasions. It's cool. I think most people find some symbolism in the 2 stones. I think initially it's meant to be a representation of you and your partner. For me, it's a representation of my 2 kids, and I know that each of them will get one of those stones one day. Right. So I think there's really something special to that. You know, from an overall like value perspective, when a client is considering 1 big stone or 2 smaller stones, there's definitely trade-offs each way, but you definitely get a bigger overall impression when you have 2 stones side by side, and people really liked that. And there's definitely a lot of talking points about, you know, why you chose those 2 different shapes or 2 different colors, and I think it's just a really fun way to bring conversation into the jewelry too.
I think it's pretty, but not as a first ring.
I agree.
I really do. No, I really
like
do.
I think either
love
solitaire or having side stones.
Right.
Like I don't know.
Fair
about
enough.
2.
Those are definitely more traditional.
I think a traditional for first ring, and then hopefully you get many rings.
Yeah, right.
Well, so we actually, I'm not wearing it today. I should have been, but I love the combination of 2 different shaped diamonds. I think it's really interesting. So I built out an entire collection called the Undecided Collection, and it used rounds and emerald cuts. The first piece was an eternity band that I designed for myself. So top half was rounds, bottom half was emeralds, and as the ring is moving on your finger, you're getting different
cool. I've never
versions
seen
of
that.
sparkle. And so that's something we built out into studs. So now you're wearing 1 in 1 and a pendant, and so there are different ways to, you know, eventually kind of break that up into 2 pieces and refashion it. And there's also something fun to that too.
Totally. I love that.
I love that. That's great. Now, you don't work with your husband?
I don't.
No, that's good.
It is good.
It's good. You
Some
have
days I
separate
think I
careers.
would love to have him in my business.
Right.
And he's, you know, my unofficial board of trustees.
Yeah.
But
He's chairman of the board.
it is nice to have that separation. And actually our offices are across the street from one another, so we
that's
commute
nice.
together.
Okay.
But yeah, we have our own thing.
Very good.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, so the second article is 2025 ring trend predictions. So the things
Maybe they'll bring mine back.
maybe well actually
Marquis is coming back.
Oh my God, I held it long enough.
right exactly. You knew
40
it'd come
years,
in handy.
I knew it was going to come back.
So Selena Gomez got engaged with the Marquis earlier this year.
I know, but mine's bigger than hers.
Well,
I saw hers.
I mean, I'm bigger the better, right?
I know. All right. So, I'm coming back. Wait, what else is happening there?
Platinum was one of the things that were predicted. I don't know if you're seeing that as well.
Platinum's
Platinum was
always
always
the
in.
choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When
It used
you
to be
decide,
more
though-
expensive. I don't know if it is anymore.
It's regulated. I mean, gold is up so
Right,
much, so
yeah.
the difference
the
isn't
same.
all that different. Yeah.
Segue quickly, like when you're styling an outfit like you're wearing today, how do you choose whether you're going to do mixed metals, gold, platinum?
So My mom used to tell me I'm Queen Elizabeth because I'm matchy everything. So like if my shoe has a little silver detail,
You
then
have to wear
all
silver.
the
Yeah.
jewelry has to be silver for me. I've done better at doing two-tone and mixed metals, and I wear this stack every day that's got all
Yeah,
three.
see, I told you that, Kimmy. You mix it.
So
Everybody mixes.
This is my way of being like, all right, I match everything because I've got it
Yes,
all represented. But I would say yellow is my go-to for every day, and white is my go-to for evening.
Is there truth to like if you have certain coloring, skin tone, hair to like wear gold or silver?
I think rose gold is the only one that's tricky. If you're
Okay.
very fair, I think rose gold can
Be
kind
too
of be
harsh.
washed out.
Yeah.
But no, not really.
Okay.
Both look good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another one, colored gemstones, which is great. You know what I love? The martini ring you have.
It's a good one.
So sick.
Thank you.
I feel sorry for everybody that's watching us or listening.
They're gonna
because
go
we
on
can't
our
see.
Instagram.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
don't
you
forget.
can find it
because,
all
guys,
on
I
our
can't wait to see
Instagram.
that one.
Step cut diamonds. What is that?
Step cuts like the emerald or the asher. Again, emerald is like one of the two most classic choices for engagement rings, so I wouldn't consider that a trend.
Okay.
Interesting. Yeah, and same with platinum.
Right.
kind of
And
always
oval was
in.
very big for a while.
Oval
I never really
was.
loved oval, but a lot of my friends that, as they got older, got a bigger ring. They went with the oval.
And
shape.
grandma talked behind your back and said it wasn't.
No, I didn't talk. It's still beautiful.
Yeah,
It wouldn't
yeah,
be my choice.
Right. Subtle color like champagne and imperfection.
Yeah, so this is an interesting and hot topic, and colored stones and champagne, I think we're seeing a shift towards those for the same reason. I don't want to talk too much about lab grown because
Right.
we don't sell it, and
Yeah, let's not
and
talk
I don't
about
want to give it so much airtime. But I will say, for those who want to buy natural, there has been some shift towards slightly more yellow or champagne diamonds because that is one way you can know that it is a natural diamond. They don't make
Interesting.
lab-grown champagne or yellow.
Oh, that's
So
interesting.
that's one way that I know that if you're wearing that, I know that you're wearing natural. And I think there's something to that.
So interesting.
And then just with the way lab-grown has sort of defeated the confidence of the buyer about diamonds. There's just so much confusion, and I think the younger generation doesn't quite understand what the difference is. So they are going towards gemstones that they feel like they have a little bit more confidence in.
Yeah, and also a return. I mean, it's still something of value that you have. The other, I mean, may be valuable when you're buying and it looks pretty, but I don't think it has an intrinsic value. I don't think. Maybe it will down the road. And I was just going to say a cute story. Years and years ago, when I was going to get my a ring, my friend who sold me my actual ring said I have the most gorgeous, and I was just about 39, going to be 40. I have the most gorgeous pink diamond. And in those days, he was a very large diamond importer especially from Russia, and which I don't think they do anymore. But anyway, my husband called me. He says, he's got a pink diamond for you that is so beautiful. He said, don't you? I said, what am I going to wear with pink? Well, that
You wear pink so much.
I want you to know that was probably the dumbest thing I ever did in the world, because I would be so rich now I wouldn't even talk to anybody. And I didn't buy it. I passed on it and got a white diamond, a clear diamond, and it's beautiful. But I always think about that. How dumb was I? I think something sold for at Sotheby's is small, like a 6 carat, for millions and millions of dollars.
Oh my gosh.
So I was not meant to be a diamond.
You would have been wearing it today with your pink sweater.
I would have definitely. And I always wear pink, which
Yeah.
is so funny.
And pink could literally go with anything.
I said it couldn't go with anything.
Black,
I told
white.
your grandfather, I said, how can I wear pink? It goes with nothing.
Oh no, that's sad. But yeah, that's really interesting because I would think, like, if it's slightly yellow or whatever it is.
No,
like
that's
that-
different. Not slightly yellow. You have to have a yellow stone. Slightly yellow
Okay,
is
no.
no
What
good.
am I talking about?
Well,
Slightly.
Off-white is what we would call it. It's more yellow on the scale, but still technically considered a white diamond.
Right.
Oh, really?
But for the younger generation who's making a decision between, how they're going to spend these first big dollars,
Yeah.
I think there is something to knowing that you're buying natural, knowing that what you're buying is going to hold value.
But it's still less
And
expensive than like
it would
very
be
clear.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, don't they have I don't know if the yellows do, but I remember when we were buying it, you had to have a GIA certificate.
Yes.
Because that really told you. And that piece of paper, you never had to show the stone. It was basically,
Yeah, but it's all
each
about
diamond is different.
Yes.
And the stone was really, that piece of paper represented what
But
you
the
owned.
point is, like, you're not carrying that around, and like
No.
we're in a more judgmental time
Oh.
of people are posting their rings on Instagram.
Well, they shouldn't do that.
But you're not gonna know like what it is, and there's something almost like status about showing, yes, I have a real diamond.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
so this is a good question because you are young
Yeah,
and you don't have a ring yet.
correct.
So
Thanks
if
for
it,
reminding me.
sorry,
No,
to,
it's okay. I'm kidding.
if it were up to you,
Yeah.
within a certain budget, knowing that you could get something that is 3 times the size but lab grown,
Yep,
or much smaller but natural.
100% natural. Don't even have to finish the.
And that's how I feel.
Yeah.
And that's how our clients feel. But
Mhm.
there is a very large population of people who see size and they're getting a nicer quality and they're okay that it's not natural. And, I'm not here to judge either
Right.
decision. It's
Yeah.
to each their own.
Right. You care about different things.
Yes.
Like having.
But I do think if you see a 20-year-old walking around with a 6-carat ring,
you don't believe it.
something's
Well, or she married very well.
good for her. God bless.
Exact. Good for her. We know a couple who have that. So good for her. I'm
Yes.
proud.
Mm-hmm. Okay, the other quick ones: asymmetry and Art Deco influence.
Yep. Yeah, I think again, just kind of people are looking for things that feel different,
Aesthetics.
more unique.
Yeah.
Everyone is sharing their rings on Instagram.
Right.
So how many round pave bands can you see? It's people want something that feels more unique and really speaks to their personality.
Makes sense.
Yeah.